What's up, YouTube? It's Chris with Murphy Firearms Training. I am here to talk to you about one of my favorite calibers. It is a caliber that actually got me into reloading, and that caliber is the 45 Colt. So I was talking to someone the other day about 45 Colt and how I very commonly carry that caliber when I'm walking through the woods. And they kind of made the remark to me of, why would you carry such an anemic round when you have so many better choices? And I said, what do you mean? Well, why wouldn't you carry 9mm or 45 ACP or 357 and the list goes on ad nauseum. Now, first of all, when you think of 45 Colt, you think of a gun like this. By the way, every gun I'm going to show you in this video has already been checked and is unloaded. And so you typically think of this thing here. This is a Ruger Vaquero chambered in 45 Colt. It is a single action. That is, you pull the trigger, nothing happens. You must thumb the hammer back and pull the trigger, okay? Single action. I don't carry this gun. This is a gun that I like to use for a range toy. I might carry it on Halloween if I dress as a cowboy, but in general, it's not a gun I'm going to carry around for self-defense, okay? Why? Because I don't want a single action for self-defense. However, I do have this 454 Casull, which will very easily chamber 45 Colt. Now, this gun in 454 Casull is the exact same size as the 6-shot 44 Magnum or 480 Ruger that Ruger sells. So they sell 3 calibers in this Super Red Hawk Alaskan. This is not much more to carry than a large frame revolver that would be chambered in 357 or 44 Magnum. Okay, so your 7 or 8 shot 357 Magnums, this is a 6-shot. Now, because it is built for the 454 Casull, the 45 Colt doesn't have that much recoil. It's actually very quick, very easy to get on target and fire multiple shots quickly, which I like. So, and I feel like with 6 shots, I'm pretty well covered. The other option is the 460 Magnum. You can load 45 Colts in this. Of course, this is only a 5-shot cylinder. So the 5-shot cylinder, you're losing a round because it's chambered for the 460. It has to have thicker webs. But this gun is so heavy for the 460 that shooting 45 Colt out of it is really like shooting 38 Special out of a full-size revolver, maybe even less than that. It's really almost getting down to 22 long rifle recoil levels because this gun is so big and heavy. And the advantage there is you're getting a pretty fair amount of knockdown power without a lot of felt recoil, and so you can very quickly put a second or third shot on target. And there is a balancing act, folks, when it comes to personal protection, when it comes to something trying to harm you. Being able to shoot more than once accurately and quickly matters. That's why I always tell people you should carry something you shoot well. I carry a larger caliber typically than the 9mm. Why? Because I practice with them and I can shoot them well. But I've seen people who shoot 9mm quickly and very well. When they switch to a 45 ACP and a subcompact gun, they're all over the target. Then you're better off carrying the 9mm. 3 hits where you want them beats 3 hits where you don't want them. So with that, what I want to do is I want to transition to some data. I have actually compared the 45 Colt to the 9mm, and I want you to see the data and see what I mean when I say if you think the 9mm is adequate and acceptable for self-defense, then the 45 Colt is as well. It's actually considerably more potent than the 9mm, although finding ammo is more difficult. So here goes. Let's look at the data. So here we're going to crunch the numbers. You see the 9mm here on the left, and I've pulled several commercial loads that are available for self-defense. Anything with a double asterisk next to it is a plus P load. So your standard 9mm, 326, 336, 363, 305, 328. Your standard 9mm are in those low 300s typically in terms of foot-pounds of energy. When you get up into the plus P, you're pushing the envelope up to around 400. So your highest one there's 409. Your lowest plus P is in the 390s. So your plus P pushes up into that 400 foot-pound range whereas your standard 9mm is in the low threes, 320, 330. Like I said, you got one 124 that's not a plus P, that's 364 foot-pounds, a couple of those. So that is your standard 9mm load, and 9mm loads are considered perfectly adequate for self-defense. Lots of people carry 9mm, and it's a great caliber. Your average energy, counting 4 plus P loads into this average, is 362 foot-pounds of energy. So you're delivering a fair amount of energy on target, and that's considered by anybody that does anything with self-defense. 9mm is considered an adequate caliber for self-defense. Nobody would tell you you're underarmed with 9mm. So now we go over and we look at 45 Colt. 45 Colt, I took 4 reloads, and what I do when I look at reloads is I look at the top 5 velocities for a bullet type, and I average those. So I found 250 grain average velocity about 950, which gives an average energy of 500 foot-pounds. 230 grain reload averaged out at about 1,000. That's 510 foot-pounds. A 225 grain reload again averaged out about 950. That's 450 foot-pounds. And a 200 grain reload averaged out at about 1050, so almost 490 foot-pounds. Now, went on MidwayUSA.com, looked at some commercial loads. Now, I will tell you, I did not look at anything that listed as a cowboy load. Cowboy loads go down as low as 200 foot-pounds for 45 Colt. Several are in the 250 foot-pound range. These are these very soft recoiling, very soft lead bullets that are made for cowboy action shooting. They don't want a lot of recoil, and they just need enough oomph to ring the steel target or knock the steel target over. Those tend to be quite anemic, and I think that's where the 45 Colt gets its bad reputation. But if you look at the actual hollow point self-defense ammo, there was one on there for 185 grain, come out at 920 feet per second, almost 350 foot-pounds. And that one is anemic compared to the other 3 commercial loads. And please note the anemic 45 Colt self-defense load at 185 grains and 350 foot-pounds basically is, well, pretty much at the average for the 9mm, including 4 plus Ps. By the way, none of the 45 Colt commercial loads that I looked up were plus P loads. So I'm looking at standard pressure 45 Colt loads. If you throw in the plus P from Underwood and Buffalo Bore, this number goes up significantly. But anyway, 185 grains, almost 350 foot-pounds. You've got a 250 grain commercial load at 960, that's 511 foot-pounds. You've got a 200 grain commercial load at 1025, that's 466 foot-pounds. And just for fun, I threw in a Liberty load. So Liberty has a 45 Colt load, and it is 78 grains, 1800 FPS, 560 foot-pounds. So when you average all of those together, you're getting 479, basically 480 foot-pounds. So I'm going to go in here and delete this Liberty load just to see what it does to our average. So if I go in here and delete this one, because obviously 560 is the highest one on the thing, it's going to skew the results slightly. And I did not include any ultra lightweight bullets in the 9mm, so let's do that just to knock this down to more of a fair comparison. Without that hypervelocity ammunition, just with these 3 commercial loads, one which is, again, quite anemic compared to hand loads and other commercial loads, you're still getting an average muzzle energy of 467, 468 foot-pounds. You're besting the 9mm by 100 foot-pounds. Now, do I feel underpowered carrying a 45 Colt? Nope. Nope. Not at all. You make your decision. I will tell you I wouldn't carry a single action revolver, and I have my reasons for that. But there are some double action 45 Colt revolvers, and if you're carrying something like a Judge or a Governor and you're carrying 45 Colt ammo, you actually have a pretty good round in your cylinder there. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching.